now the woman that was almost killed in a shocking shopping cart attack. She's telling her story for the first time, and she's speaking out about the two teens who, in a bizarre prank, tossed the cart down on her from several stories above. And Dan is back with all these details.
This is really an extraordinary story. Good morning once again. Because of the blatant, reckless, and really heedless stupidity of these kids, Marion Hedges was briefly in a coma. She lost sight in her left eye, and now she needs daily physical therapy, and yet she insists she is not angry. The videotape obtained by the New York Post is infuriating. You see two teenagers hoisting a shopping cart over the railing of a parking garage. At first, it gets stuck, but then they push it over, sending it crashing 50 feet down. Look at it again as it hits a 47-year-old mother of two in the head. Knocked unconscious, Marion Hedges spent weeks fighting for her life. Now, nearly 5 months later, she's speaking out for the first time.
I wish them well, I do, because I feel very sorry for them. My son is 13 also, and he's a very good boy.
Her astonishingly forgiving attitude is less surprising when you consider that Hedges is a philanthropist, seen here with Kelly Ripa in 2005.
It's an organization that gives to women and children.
In fact, the reason she was at that mall in the first place was she was buying Halloween candy for underprivileged children. What she is most worried about now, she says, is the impact of this whole thing on her 13-year-old son, who was right there when it happened.
The video shows my son helping me at the end, and I don't want my son to see screaming, and I don't want him to see the trauma.
The video also shows the bravery of a third teenager who was at the mall that day. Watch as the child in that white sweatshirt tries to stop the other boys and then runs off to find help. He later turned his friends in, and they pleaded guilty. After watching Hedges deal with a serious brain injury and then go through grueling rehab, her father-in-law is much less forgiving.
What have these young thugs learned from this experience? That they can be thugs and get away with it with very little punishment. And that's a very sad commentary on the state of justice.
Tough for him. This incident happened back in October, but that video is brand new. We're just seeing it now for the first time over the last 24 hours. By the way, those boys are now serving between 6 months and a year and a half each in custody. The boy who turned them in, he had to spend 3 weeks in a psychiatric hospital after witnessing that event. And very brave of him to turn his friends in.
Absolutely, but we can learn so much from her.
Indeed we can.
Her grace and her forgiveness.
Absolutely.
All right.